Yeah, so as I was saying, I would say that it's important for employers to start with understanding what does financial literacy look like as a priority within your state, and then how is your company contributing to that prioritization or potentially contributing to that deprioritization? Because while I appreciate employers that provide a lot of lengthy services and resources to their employees about retirement, the fact of the matter is that that's only one little corner of financial, so it's important to think about what opportunities are we creating where a person can feel more comfortable with talking about money. Also, does your company even create a culture where it's openly welcome to talk about money? Because I know that some places, unfortunately, have this culture where it's just like, hey, don't talk about money, don't talk about salary, don't talk about what you're making, which is a tactic of mass distraction. So it's important for us to think about how are we reframing our relationship with money, because for some people, when thinking about finances and money management, it can be a very sensitive topic. It can be a taboo topic. It can even be a traumatic topic. But nonetheless, it's important for us to think about where are the opportunities for us to learn more, to have access to this information, and to also broaden our financial networks.
You brought up a couple really good things that I hadn't considered. So when I think back to my high school days, we were required to take, I think it was called an economics class, and we learned to balance a checkbook back in the day. But I don't remember learning about credit. I don't remember learning about, different types of credit cards, rewards cards, not rewards cards, what I should be thinking at every stage of my life. I don't remember learning anything about, stock and the difference in types of 401ks that were available to me, potentially for me to think about. I think to my own children who are now all launched, and each one of them I had to have a conversation about, what is credit? What affects your credit? How do we think about it? Do I buy a car? Do I lease a car? Do I, rent or whatever I need to do? Do I buy a house? Do I not buy a house? All of those complexities. You're right. There's a ton of resources per se out there, but navigating them can be wholly just very overwhelming. And I even think about it from the perspective of some of the things that you mentioned, right? As you come into an organization, we'll give you, your 401k information, but what about if you have an RSU program? What if you have a stock program? How do you talk about compensation statements? If you've never seen a comp statement in the totality of, your benefits and your salary and all these ancillary things, that can be really overwhelming.
Absolutely. And that's why even when conversations about comp statements and negotiations and whatnot, a lot of people don't know where to start.